Vitaly friends. I am Vitaly Portnikov. Yaxia, often being from oysters to their cob, the voices are historical. The visits to the president received in the state of Donald Trump, and with the head of the People's Republic of China Xi Jinping at the Pivdeni of Korea, did not produce up to their real concrete results about yaks in Zagoli could be said. On a respectful exchange of compliments with the received states and the People's Republic of China. It lasted 4 years. You can be powdery yourself, so you can exchange information with each other. Donald Trump and Xi Jinping dragged the oyster from the crime of the members of the delegation of Ukraine. It has happened with such a rank on the truth. The exchange of information is richly short and shvij ceremonial. The sides are, in principle, small details, angles. I have been reached by American and Chinese officials on the palette of Xi Jinping and Trump's Zustrichi. There was also no information about the fact that the agreement was seized. It has also become obvious that both Trump and Xi Jinping are determined not to discuss the principles of torture for Ukraine. The discussion can produce up to the death of a bag between Washington and the package. So, Trump and Xi Jinping did not discuss the purchase of Russian NAFTA by China. The earliest American president in the chair is the fate of China at the economical Petra of the Russian Federation. Yes, I am in Moscow to blame against Ukraine. Well, during the discussion about helping me leave in Moscow, the statement of the fact that Trump and Xi Jinping discussed Russia's guilt against Ukraine looks extremely wonderful. Trump, saying that dates them to fight. The parties did not discuss the principles important for the Sino-American exchange of torture even before Taiwan, and the decision to leave the power gentry drove the territory to the jurisdiction of the you leave. And as we know, so the decision can produce up to real guilt between the United States and the People's Republic of China. The indicator that according to the folding tortures, and the ochilnik with the required hour received in the state in the People's Republic of China was actually Trump's visa to China. It used to be said that the president from the oyster with the usikni obtained in the state. Overgrown about quits. This is the rank of the visit of the head of the People's Republic of China to the United States. This also means Trump's visit itself, so the class is already in a dream. It also became clear that there was no real progress in the bags between the received states and the People's Republic of China. Well, it is known that it is unlikely that a good seal for the president's district, with the staff of the head of the People's Republic of China, was not Trump's statement about the fact that having seen the order about it is visible in nuclear testing. By the look of it, I'm from Ukraine before that. The problem is that it is not the Russian Federation, but not the People's Republic of China, that does not conduct nuclear testing. Trump at Cosma on the was testing potential missiles and nuclear dumping. We have such a claim. The Chinese will not be correcting on the non-fanatical Donald Trump, looked in front of Zustrick. and with Xi Jinping a reference claim on the head of the People's Republic of China. And obviously, it is unlikely that the adoration of Xi Jinping has so far been accepted by their real ones from the president, with those received in the state. Torture, and those who were chewed in the hall, could not remain to please. They did not talk about China's purchase of Russian naphtha, and did not talk about Taiwan. The testing is not easy. There is no meaning of the value turned off to the fact that the president's schedules could not help but be confused. With the participation received in the state of the head of the People's Republic of China, the geography was lost. Both Trump and Xi Jinping attended the APEC summit. At the Korean PIV, even when hiring, it is not possible to demonstrate the influx of its Ukrainians to the Asia-Pacific region is overestimated competitive for both Washington and Beijing. Here we are extremely, of course, a skin influx from Ukraine. Let the competitors swim in. Yak Chop Donald Trump and Xi Jinping arrived before Beer Korea for the summit. I did not become important for Donald Trump, and it did not mean a demonstration of the US-Chinese exchange far away, and became a serious negative signal. The axis is just at the topic of the negative signal. Obviously, it was not the bullets that were numbed, but not the president with the staff received, and not the head of the People's Republic of China. Trump, like with oysters and Putin in Anchorage, helps us to put a good face on a failed game. Tariffs on Chinese products for 1,000 tied up with drug fountains, you do not deliver from China to those received in the state. Moreover, torture is a drug everywhere. From the moment I'm Quinn for seeing off to say, the tariff is still not looking resolved. And Xi Jinping without greedy concrete crocs on votes on the fact that the US-Chinese mutual will see the Trump formula of America. Economically from the first Ukrainian, and helping Ameri gave. Well, it would be extremely possible to slander such a but. Although it is known not from the specifics on oysters with the received states and China. We will talk in detail about oyster pizza for oyster radishes, and about what can happen after Donald Trump and Xi Jinping have not reached the greedy real houses. Today, live on the topic of the channel about 20 years, not for the Kiev hour. And also then, I'm an oyster of the American and Chinese Ochilnikov. In those who were most numb in the right concrete decisions on such oysters. They are not the Okilniki of the European powers of the Kremlin. Daikuyu. Overstated on the topic of the channel. Subscribe to it, subscribe to my social channels in Patreon Coffee, and Donatella helps the sponsorship function on YouTube itself. Cool down.